Welcome to Code 5 Art. Welcome to Code 5. Welcome to Code 5 Art. Today I'm going to do another book review, and this book is called the Graffiti Cookbook. Now, some of you may have seen this on Amazon or on the internet, but I instantly bought it the other day because of a few things that it advertised. It claimed to have 230 pictures of graffiti pieces throughout the whole book. It also claimed to have 35 interviews, and I felt like that was a good enough content for about 15 bucks. So today I'm going to give you like a quick summary of how the book is broken down. In the end, I'm going to give you some advice about whether or not to buy the book in the first place. So first off, let me just grab the book. Boom. There you have it. This is the book. This is the book that holds 230 pictures and also 35 interviews. But look, it's a tiny pocket set. Actually, hold on one second. Here's a banana for scale. It's not a big book. You'd think there'd be more. It's just a tiny little book. Tiny little pocket-sized book. Look how thin it is. But it does have a lot of beautiful pictures and a lot of good information. So let's get into how this is actually broken up. So it basically it comes down to like 3 big chapters, and those 3 chapters are style, material, and technique. And I mentioned that one of the cool things that really attracted me to this book is that it has 35 interviews for graffiti artists around the world, and those are sprinkled throughout all 3 chapters. There's no like one big section. They're sprinkled throughout the whole thing. And the reason why you're able to fit 35 interviews into this tiny little book is that each artist only gets like 3 to maybe 10 questions. But the cool thing is that they're not the same questions. They're always questions that are relevant to the current chapter. So speaking of the chapters, let's just like start going through the different ones. Also, you're probably curious about like who are the 35 artists all around the world, but here's a list right here. I'll also put that list in the description in case you're curious like who's highlighted in this book. Let's get into the different chapters of this book. So the first one is style. So in the style section, there's the things that they talk about are just kind of like styles of tags, styles of throw-ups, pieces, and they also go through like a different kind of exercise of letter structure. So they go through the alphabet. The next one is material, which actually they have quite a bit of information on. And the information that they talk about in the material section is paint, spray paint, like how to mix spray paint. So like of course you can mix a bucket of paint and another bucket of paint, but they also talk about how to mix a can of spray paint with another can. Why did I get the same color? Okay. A can of spray paint with another can of spray paint. They go through how to put that together, which is actually a super interesting thing, and I'd buy the book just for that, just for those 2 pages. They go through airbrushes, markers, how to make your own markers, different dabbers and mops, like how to make them yourself. They also go through like equipment of like rollers and just different things that you could do for like pretty much any sort of graffiti. And the third chapter is technique, and that kind of goes through like another large like swath of information. They go through like they break down steps for making a proper piece, and I think they go through like 18 different steps, which is more detail than I've ever thought about. I usually break it down to like 7 steps, but they talk about like 18, which is pretty great. They talk about different caps. They talk about tips and tricks for like fading and cutting. They also talk about like different like mixed media. I think one of the things is that someone has sketched out a piece, and they instead of painting it, they do a yarn bomb of it. Yeah, right here. So for those unfamiliar, it's where someone would take like knitting to like a huge scale, and a yarn bomb is where you like knit together like an entire like different like blanket almost, and you like wrap trees and like light posts and on walls and stuff like that. But like they yarn bomb like an actual like graffiti piece, which is probably the dopest thing I've seen in a while. So we've quickly gone through like the structure and the essence of this book. I also want to give you my advice about whether or not to buy the book. So if you're looking for the Code 5 art advice, I'd say buy the book, expand your knowledge, enjoy like learning about graffiti as an art and the technique and the different styles you can do, because the more you learn about your tools and your style and everything, like the more you can grow as an artist. All right, if you like this kind of content, just go ahead and like and subscribe. All right, and then I'll see you guys on the interwebs. All right, buy it.